Hello, good evening and welcome to the UEL Sports Dock here in East London for the Junior League final of British wheelchair basketball. We have Wakefield Whirlwinds and Thames Valley Kings going head to head for the title here this evening. Tanya Ratledge delighted to be joined by Great Britain international Siobhan Fitzpatrick. Shiv, first of all, let's talk about this weekend, an amazing weekend of wheelchair basketball here, the national championships, all the divisions. You're obviously playing in the Women's Premier League as well in the final tomorrow. So many games going on over these 2 days. It's a great occasion for wheelchair basketball in this country.
Yeah, absolutely. You can tell that we've been away from it from 2 years. The buzz and the atmosphere in this arena right now throughout the whole day has been phenomenal. And like you said, the fact that we can have junior, women's, Division 3, Division 2, Division 1, Premier, all on the same stage showing wheelchair basketball is phenomenal, and it's an absolute honour to be a part of it. The fact that this junior team get to come out onto court with fireworks and the excitement with a big crowd, something that I would say 90% of them have never done before. An absolute phenomenal thing that they can do for their families to see as well.
Yeah, it has been a cracking atmosphere all day here in the first of 2 days of the wheelchair action. You can see the fireworks going off as the two teams are coming out into the arena, and it's a real opportunity for us to have a glimpse into the future, to see what the next generation of wheelchair basketball looks like.
Yeah, it's an exciting prospect. I was fortunate to come through these junior divisions. I've played in the junior team and in this final that these two teams are playing in today. And now I'm a GB international, so it's definitely possible that if you put the work in, some of these players hopefully will come through the academy, and in 2028, 2032 and beyond, we'll be setting the standard for GB wheelchair basketball.
So go on, take us back to that when you were a junior. How old were you? Were you playing 17 or something like that? 16?
Yeah, so I started my junior career when I was 13, 14 and played right way through until I was 18.
But playing in this game?
Yeah, playing in this game, I would have played it numerous times, so probably 15 to 17. And
so the first time you did that, what was going through your head as you were going through this, the sort of introduction and playing in front of a crowd and all?
Didn't have a clue what to expect, and I think the biggest thing I probably need to remind myself of it now is to just enjoy the moment and enjoy the experience, and the basketball will take care of itself. I think when you're so young you put so much pressure on yourself to perform, when in actual fact you should just enjoy the moment and lap up all of this and the opportunity that you have to broadcast. Unfortunately, we didn't have broadcast games on BBC, so they've got something really special that can create history for. And these two teams are stacked with both men and women, so to see the mixture of both together is phenomenal.
Yeah, that is the interesting thing. All the way through, you can have mixed gender on that, but particularly at this age, it really does bring an extra flavour to the game.
Absolutely. When I was playing, we were pretty much 50-50 split with men and women, and it was great to grow both the women and men's game. And it's great to see some of these girls, especially part of the Women's Premier League, to be able to play against the likes of me, Robin, Amy, the people that have had a lot of international experience. Hopefully they'll be able to showcase their true talent now within the junior standard game.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Some of these girls have already played today in the Women's Premier League semi-finals, and a chance to showcase their skills against their own age group. Which is really exciting for them and exciting for us to be a part of. Well, we've got a little bit of pre-game insight. Earlier we managed to catch up with the coaches to see what their thoughts are ahead of today's game.
All right, Alan, so obviously this is a new experience. Used to play junior league, so yeah. How is your junior league season going?
It's good. It's going really well so far. I mean, we're unbeaten so far this season. We're absolutely smashing it. Obviously, time will only tell what happens in the finals. It's one of those things where we could turn on the day, but we've got confidence. We're looking good. We've got a good five. We've got a good bench as well out there. we've got a strong coaching staff. We've got myself, we've got Steve in there, so we just have to wait and see what happens. But quietly confident. We're looking forward to it either way. It's always a good time in Junior League. So.
And then what do you hope to achieve tonight?
Hoping to win, hopefully. We'll see what, as long as everyone gets to play, as long as we see some good basketball on display for everyone to see, that's the main thing for us. But obviously we're looking for the win, we're looking for the goal, so we just have to wait and see.
Alright, well, best of luck, Adam. See you later on. Okay, so Grant, how's your Junior League season going?
Yeah, it's gone really well. We've obviously gone unbeaten, so to make it to the final, and the team's progressed really well. Every round we got stronger and stronger. Had a really tough semi-final against North Wales Knights, but the team really pulled together, and I'm really pleased with the preparation to this point.
That's good. And what do you hope to achieve today?
Well, gold. That's the aim. But to be honest, I just want the team to go out there and do their best. They do their best. Hopefully, the result will come through.
That's great. Thank you very much, Grant.
Cheers, mate.
Well, two teams who come in here feeling super confident with how the season has gone, and this is a moment and an occasion, and sometimes it brings out the best in players, and that's what the coaches are hoping to see.
Yeah, absolutely. And for anyone that doesn't know how the junior leagues work within the UK, you split into North and South, and you've got 8 teams, and then you come across the final. So both teams are unbeaten within their league in North and South, and I don't believe they've even played each other in this season. And I think what both coaches really brought home there, yes, they both want to win, yes, they both want to win gold, but at this level it's so important just to allow players to play, develop, work with each other, have to make big decisions in big tight games, play in front of a crowd, and just mature as an athlete. And for me as a junior player, if I could go back and tell myself one thing, it would be enjoy that, and enjoy that moment, because at the time you think it's the biggest thing of your career, and for them it could be. But just enjoy it and enjoy the moment, and enjoy putting on a big display of wheelchair basketball, the sport that they absolutely love to play.
Yeah, that's always the thing, isn't it? Play the game, not the occasion, and it's quite challenging to go out there and sort of block everything out and just think, you know what, it's a basketball game, we play every week, it's no different to this week or next week sort of thing.
Yeah, and I think the advantage of the difference between when I was playing juniors compared to now is there was a lot more opportunities for those players to play on them big stages. You've got, especially a lot of the women within the Wakefield junior side, each of them all play for a different women's league team, but they've all had to play on big stages in the league. And some of the juniors, the men that they've all played within the GB Academy setup and had a little bit of under 23 experience. So they should hopefully cope quite well with the pressure. And I'm excited to see a game at grassroots at the starting of their career to just showcase of what they have and who's the future, who's coming for me in my spot in 10 years' time.
Exactly it. Yeah, you want to see what the next generation of competition is bringing your way.
Hopefully not too much just yet, but no, absolutely. Joking aside, I'm just proud of how much this junior game in this country has grown from when I was doing it 10 years ago to now.
Well, that is the entire concept of it. Obviously, to develop the junior basketball is an investment in the future of the seniors, and we've seen the Great Britain men's and women's team, yourself included, who have done tremendous things over a long period of time, and we want that to be an even longer period of time. We want GB wheelchair basketball to be at the top of the game in the world for years and years to come.
Absolutely, I don't think we're in any doubt of that absolutely happening, and I think for now, seeing we've had 2 years away from it, and seeing the development of some of these juniors from when they were 13, 14 and under 15 level all the way up to now 17, 18 year olds. I forget that they're now 17, 18 and still see them as 13 year olds, but absolutely phenomenal to see some of their growth. You've got the likes of Holly Lowndes, number 16 for Wakefield. When she first started this season with the St Lining, she didn't even want to take a basket because she was that scared, and now she's scoring points for fun in our game, so hopefully she can now use that leadership in the junior setup. And you've got Leon Barker and PJ for Thames Valley Kings, who are now playing in the Premier Division of the men's division, so they've had to really step up, and hopefully they'll be able to have a little bit more accolade given to themselves today.
Wow. It is the Kings who are first out onto court, and now their opponents from Wakefield. make their way onto court, and we are almost ready to go for the Junior League final here in East London. It has been a fantastic day so far. Can we have a sparkling finish in this final? We are underway, and it is Wakefield who'll get the first possession of the game. And that absolutely fantastic ball movement, McAfee on the end of it.
Yeah, Alex McAfee, her improvement this season from a Women's Premier League point of view has been astronomical.
Fascinating, having seen the Women's Premier League this season on the BBC as now seeing these young ladies playing at their own age group.
Yeah, and I think that's a really exciting prospect of their ability to be able to do that. You know, they may only get a few minutes, a few baskets in the Women's Premier League, but to now be able to have to be that leader and have to make those shots in this division, it's just going to make their game development so much quicker and better for them.
Here's McIntyre looking for some room, working the nice pick and roll, and a good finish from Harvey.
I just love that they're just keeping to simple basketball. They're not trying to be flashy. At this age, sometimes you can get players that want to kind of showboat a little bit, and so far they just keeping to simple basketball.
Nice. Good pressure in the early stages from Wakefield defensively, making it difficult for Thames Valley to just get a shot off. Here's McIntyre. Cross court, a lot of room for Harvey. He's got a long time to line that shot up.
Yeah, and I wonder if that was a smart decision there by Thames Valley to sit inside. They know that they can pick and roll and finish inside well, see what they've got from the outside before they jump that shot.
Good hands to steal that away from McIntyre. A quick outlet. Looking good in the open floor. Shot a little short from McIntyre, but Hounds is able to scramble it back. That'll be a hell ball possession arrow favouring Thames Valley. Donovan looking for some room. There's not really much out there. Double team comes, he gets the pass away well. Tipped out by McAfee, and Wakefield looking to break, but that pass a little too far in front of McIntyre.
Yeah, and both teams here are playing some good basketball. It's just Wakefield that have been lucky with a couple of their drops going in, baskets going in.
Once again, pressure down court on the Kings, making it difficult for them to get into the front court. Halfway through the shot clock, they haven't really done anything with it yet. A big collision, referee's happy with that. They just stopped the game because there was a player down. There was no foul in there. And Barker back up on his wheels. It'll be a sideline ball to the Wakefield Whirlwinds. McAfee tapped away from
That's
Harvey.
great pressure there by Barker and Harvey. They've seen each other a lot, both in the league and juniors and the GB Academy, so they know exactly what each other are going to do, which sometimes is advantageous and sometimes in that case didn't go in Harvey's favour.
Harvey gets called for the foul. This will be a Kings ball from the side. Here is Barker. Well, that was an ambitious pass, but it bounced off McAfee last, so we'll stay with the Kings. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Parker under pressure off the back of the iron. Offensive, two of them got in each other's way.
There. Yeah, unfortunate, and that's what you'll see the difference between the junior and perhaps some of the other divisions. Communication sometimes on the passes isn't 100%, and something that they all need to develop and learn to be able to talk and play at the same time. A skill that is difficult to develop, but one at this level that they can start to begin to do.
McIntyre again, they seem happy enough to give up that 16-foot corner shot.
Yeah, and if I was defending that, I would too. I think they're so good at finishing inside that if they keep missing from the outside, sit inside and allow that to happen.
McIntyre called for the foul. His first. Oh, it's stolen away. McIntyre breaking away with it. There's Lowndes to the basket. Great offensive rebound. Oh, but it bobbles out for Harvey. And Thames Valley still looking for their first score of the game here. Again, it's tapped away, and it will be a Whirlwinds ball. And
that was great passion there by McIntyre to want that ball and want to play it. And at this level, I love it, because the basketball right now means so much to them that they want every decision to go in their favour.
Look at that massive fist pump for winning possession of the ball back.
Love it, absolutely love it, the passion.
But defensively, they've been impenetrable so far. Wakefield, they've really pressurised Thames Valley.
Almost all like they've watched London Titans earlier in the day with their highline press, taking Thames Valley out of their structure. And I think really Thames Valley just need one basket to drop, calm them nerves, know that the thing, but they're not getting them open shots that they probably were getting in previous junior rounds. And as for Whirlwinds, I think they need to knock a couple from the outside down to be able to allow their pick and rolls to happen again.
Well, that's the thing, they've been given that shot. If they start making that shot, then Thames Valley will have to react and defend slightly differently on that. But they haven't been able to do so far, which is why it's just 4 points to nil after 4.5 minutes.
I definitely think the score does not reflect how passionate both sides are and how much this game means to them right now.
And McIntyre gets us back underway. Harvey gives it back to him. McIntyre into the key under pressure. Ball bounces right back to him. Takes it again. That one rims out. Travers with the rebound. You've got to get it into the front court. Just about do. Parker right out by the halfway line. Shot clock into single figures. Travers has it. That's well played by McCaffrey defensively. Quick outlet, perfect pass to Harvey. Oh, he didn't quite pull it in.
Yeah, and Harvey knows that that's his error, unfortunately. Great pass, great idea. Hopefully, if they get that again, he'll know exactly how to receive that ball.
Donovan. Around the pick from Travers. Struggling to get again inside the three-point line. Here's Barker with a decent look. Off the mark. Long rebound's going to come all the way out to Donovan. Geary thinks about the three. That's a long two in the end.
Yeah, and Wakefield have definitely done their homework on Kings, that's for sure, and know to push them up high. Their mid-range isn't as strong.
Nice
Great
ball
extra
movement.
pass.
Yeah, Lowndes on the end of it.
That's a great shot there from Lowndes.
Parker working with Travis passes a little behind O'Donovan. Numbers again in the open court for Wakefield. Can't take advantage of it.
No, and Wakefield have had some great offensive opportunities, just haven't been able to capitalise. I'm hoping get this quarter out of the way. It's been a common story for pretty much every team that have played this morning today. Get used to the crowd, get used to the spectacle of the event, calm some nerves down, and come out in the second quarter and really capitalise on those offensive opportunities.
Oh, great hands from Harvey to steal that away. It's McAfee. McIntyre throws it cross court. McAfee's shot just rims out. Craddock getting a little hand in there to deflect that away, and it came off St. Lars, so it'll be possession back to Wakefield. What you would say is Wakefield have dominated this first 7 minutes, but it's only 6. I know that Thames Valley haven't scored,
absolutely,
but it's only a 6-point game.
Yeah, for anyone that's just tuned in, this score does not reflect the game of how hard both teams have played, but Wakefield's defensive pressure to stop Thames Valley getting to where they want to go, and they're pretty much getting open looks and layups inside. They just haven't been able to knock them down. So hopefully that will change going into the second quarter for them.
Harvey at the top of the key, sells the fake, beautiful move to the basket. Big hoo-ah from the crowd there as that doesn't go in.
They seem to be doing all the hard work and they just can't keep rewarding themselves.
Well, that ball got kind of stuck behind Parker there, and looked very inviting for Harvey, but he gets called for the foul. It's his second personal foul. Travers inside. Finally, they're on the ball.
And sometimes it just takes that initial basket, that initial finish from whoever it is, just to change that momentum and give them the confidence that they have the ability to compete against Whirlwinds.
Harvey, good work from Lowndes to free up a bit of space, but it's deflected out of bounds for a Wakefield ball.
Yeah, I'm not really sure why Harvey tried to do a behind the back pass there to Lowndes.
Because it looks good.
And that's the thing with Junior League. Harvey's a great player, and we've seen him play today already, but they want the showboating and stick to the fundamentals and get it done properly.
Knocking the ball away. Fundamentally good defense. McIntyre spinning with a little shovel pass, which is juggled. But they still got the ball. Wakefield fighting his way to the basket. McIntyre will shoot 2 from the line.
Yeah, hopefully these 2 shots now will get McIntyre going, because his shots don't look particularly bad. There's nothing major that needs to change. They just seem a little bit flat. So hopefully now being able to take a second to get composed, he'll knock these 2 free throws down.
He's got 3 steals and 3 assists in the game, but he's yet to make a basket despite having had some good looks. That one doesn't get the friendly bounce either. They just need something to go through the net. It's amazing the difference to the psychology when you see the ball go in for the first time. And that one does get a nice bounce. Charlie McIntyre on the board for the first time.
Yeah, an interesting fact about Charlie McIntyre. He actually played at the start of the season for Kings and made a transfer for Wakefield Whirlwinds. Now, I'm not sure why he did that, but it's quite interesting to see now he's playing against the team he started with this season.
Oh, he will definitely be pumped up to win. And there is another good outlet pass, but even better defense, is it? No, Parker can't quite hang on to it. There is McIntyre. He's going to fire up the three. Great offensive rebound, but the block there underneath from O'Donovan. Off the glass, nice shot from Harvey. Here's Barker trying to get round Lowndes. He does a good job of denying him any space, and a 3-second violation is called. The crowd really appreciates
thought he was going to get a foul called,
yeah.
But no, to me it was good defence, and he should have probably passed the ball up.
I didn't quite see how Barker ended up out of his chair, but he's righting himself at the other end of the court. .30 seconds to go in the first quarter. Wakefield leading by 7. Just a little high there for Holly Lowndes to reach.
Great idea though, and something that they can definitely utilise, the likes of McAfee and Lowndes with their height on the edge of the key.
Last few seconds here of the first quarter. Lowndes deflects that shot, and that will do it for a good opening quarter for the Wakefield Whirlwinds. Certainly Charlie McIntyre enjoying himself out there. He doesn't leave you wondering about how he's feeling. Very expressive young man out on the court.
And I love that. That's the age and the stage of his career where he can afford to be that passionate, and hopefully he'll bring it into future divisions and as he grows in this game, potentially within the GB setup. But I think that's really important about this junior game. The score, okay, it's a low scoring game, but the fact that every single player that's currently playing has a smile on their face and is just enjoying playing basketball. You know, they haven't got the experienced players to bail them out with big shots. They haven't got the knowledge to know how to create something necessarily, but they're just enjoying it and having fun.
Well, as we look back at the highlights from the first quarter, I really think the difference at the offensive end is how hard it has been for Thames Valley to get near to the basket, create shots that they would want to take, versus excellent ball movement by the Wakefield team, which has found them good looks. They've not always made the shots, but they've found them good looks.
Absolutely great looks, yeah. And I think those shots will start to drop. They're not Hail Mary shots, we like to call them. They're proper traditional basketball shots that will drop, and they have done for all their games prior to this final. I'm hoping now both teams have played the first quarter, they've got used to the surroundings. Their games earlier on the other courts, they weren't on the big show court, so they've got used to that atmosphere, and just to continue to just enjoy the moment. And also I think it's absolutely phenomenal. You can't see at home, the crowd that's currently watching this junior final is phenomenal. Something that I don't think I've ever seen at a national champ before.
Well, a really loud noise as well from the crowd. Spectators from both of these teams, as well as some who've just come for the day. They've come to maybe watch some of the other games going on, but they've certainly got into this one. Here's McAfee behind the screen. Shot had the line but not the distance. Deflected away, it will stay. with Wakefield, although only 9 on the shot clock. McIntyre needs to shoot here. Doesn't get it off in time, I don't think. No, it's a 24-second violation.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's something that you'll learn as you go through the game, and to have that shot clock awareness is crucial.
I think it's one of those skills that you innately develop the more you play that sort of.
Yeah, it's definitely not something that can be taught.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's something that can't be taught. You just get a feel of how long you've been on the floor. Definitely, as you inbound the ball, whoever's inbounding it should just shout it anyway to just make everyone aware.
Well, that pass was a little short, and Craddock was able to steal that. Harvey under pressure in transition, can't convert.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate. Harvey's ability to move his chair at speed and ball handle is phenomenal. If he could just add a few conversions to his game now today, it would be allowing the scoreboard to grow nicely.
Wakefield could do with the ball going through the basket, having only scored once in this first half. Shot clock getting low. The heave is up. The shot clock buzzer goes, but Wakefield had the ball anyway, so we'll play on. McIntyre, again, they're going to give him that shot. They've got to keep it to one shot. They do knock it away from McAfee in the end. Good hand from Bloomfield.
Yeah, I think Thames Valley Kings are doing a great job defensively. It's just offensively that they're struggling. If they can get the two to go hand in hand now, that'll be off.
Here's a chance, not quite absolutely spiked down like a volleyball player there, McIntyre.
Love that from him.
Lowndes pulling it in one-handed, good steal. McIntyre down to Lowndes. Just overcooked that one. Donovan needs to get it into the front court. It's an 8-second violation. Wasn't established possession into the front court within the allotted time. Geary comes back for the Kings. McIntyre going behind the back. And the dish. Lovely play.
Absolutely fantastic. If they could put 2, 3, 4 of them back to back together, it will really allow them to pull away now.
Oh, that's going to be a foul on Thomas Harvey. I think that's his third. It is the number 3 that's shown by the table.
And that could change it up now for Thames Valley. If he can't be as aggressive on defence, they may now slowly but surely get a little bit closer to the edge of that key.
Well, there doesn't seem to be any movement on the sidelines to take him out, so they're going to roll the dice with him in foul trouble here in the second quarter. Knocked loose by McIntyre. McIntyre.
I love his passion. I don't think I've seen a player like that in a very long time, with so much passion about wanting to gain every single advantage that he possibly can. And it has gone in his favour. Maybe I need to do that tomorrow if something go my way. Just put my hands in the air.
Well, I think he got a warning in there as well. I'm not quite sure what the change of possession was for there. The referee verbalised it but didn't signal it, so it's hard from our vantage point up here to. Oh, that's beautiful how he's got through the lane.
Oh, unfortunately there we're not with the finish, but he couldn't. Him and Holly Lowndes together couldn't have played that two-man game any better.
Thames Valley, can they get that scoreboard ticking? They've really struggled just to get it into a position where they can get a decent look. Here's Barker at the free throw line. Lance with the rebound.
Yeah, surprising from Barker. He's a strong offensive player. He just can't seem to get the drop. I think if he can get a couple to go in this side of the half, it'll give him some confidence then going forward.
Well, O'Donovan was down in the backcourt, helped back up by Harvey, and we can get things back underway. Harvey, good vision into McAfee in the key. Lead into double figures now. Wakefield just slowly pulling away, and it might go further here as Harvey lays in another two. But this is where they're really doing the damage. Wakefield making life so hard for Thames Valley at this end of the floor. Nice pass. Here's a chance, and O'Donovan takes it.
Yeah, absolutely. And now because Harvey can't be quite as aggressive on defence, being in 3 fouls, it's allowing slightly easier looks for Thames Valley now.
McIntyre top of the key. Geary dumps it off to O'Donovan, who tried to go round his back and ended up losing the ball. McAfee with room for the shot. Donovan again getting into a good position, seeing Geary in a better one, and moves the ball on. And there's a foul there. Donovan falling backwards and onto the chair of McAfee, and when he's able to get himself back up onto his wheels, he'll see the referee signalling his number to the table. He's going to have to jump out of the chair to get it back up and get himself back into it.
It looks like a screws came loose from his strap. That might be why he wasn't able to stay in the chair to get back in. That's unfortunate. Hopefully they can get that quickly fixed to allow him to get back into the game. I believe they can have a couple of attempts and then they have to make a substitution.
Well, coach turned mechanic right now as he's trying to fix the chair. I don't know whether he's looking for a missing bit.
It definitely looks like screws came loose from the strap, which is a really common thing to happen. Always check them before the game starts. Something as a junior player will start to learn as he goes through the divisions.
Well, it's probably a judicious use of a timeout there by
yeah, smart there.
Coach Barker. We'll hopefully sort out that chair issue during the break, and he won't have to be substituted out of the game. He's obviously a key part of what they do. Certainly been crashing the glass and been a defensive presence, and he's got one of their 2 baskets as well. The problem at the minute is finding good looks, and that in large part is to do with the way the Whirlwinds have played defence.
Absolutely, Whirlwinds have done a great job at taking Thames Valley out of their usual offensive stride and structure, and unfortunately, when you may not be as developed in knowing how to get yourself out of those situations, you kind of panic and force turnovers and passes just to try and get an easier shot. For me right now, they just need to take a breath. One simple cross through the top of the key and they've got an easy layup. But it's easy for me to say it sitting here when they're having to figure it out themselves.
I don't think they have fixed the issue with O'Donovan's chair, because
No, it looked like a screw's actually gone missing on the fort somewhere, so hopefully they've got a spare or a bit of tape or something that can allow him to continue throughout this game. Because as far as I know, this is his last game of the weekend, so if they can get him through the next 24 minutes.
McIntyre. Trying to find himself a good spot for a shot. Lowndes trying to get hands on it, but it is the Kings who come away with it with Barker. And that pass just squeezed through, but it left Travers in an awkward spot. Barker for 3 off the mark, not by much. McIntyre, good dish. And even better positioning underneath from Alice McAfee.
Yeah, a player that as soon as you get to the baseline, she loves that spot, and 9 times out of 10 it's finishing.
They've turned it right back over, and it's a good pass again from Harvey to McIntyre for his first field goal of the game.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with Whirlwind's discipline to play as a team together. They clearly have used this season to get to know each other and build those connections up, and it's really showcasing tonight in the final.
Oh my goodness, what a block from Lowndes, almost ripped that out of his hands. And there goes Harvey out in the open court, and a technical foul has been called. Presumably Barker must have said something to the referee. He's still saying something, and you want to be careful.
Yeah, and it's fairly common within the junior setup to see some technicals be called. They like to push their luck with some of the referees' decisions. Yeah, a lot of things for them to learn and develop as they go through the game. And sometimes I think it's okay for them to get those technicals to learn how to be disciplined and how to carry themselves through their basketball career.
Well, the interesting thing was Harvey was obviously out on his own, probably going to make a layup. The technical score before he can make that layup, he misses the free throw, and you get back to play defense. It's probably not the worst technical from that regard.
Absolutely not.
McIntyre going off the glass, and having made his first shot of the game a moment or two ago, the second one drops in too. Donovan with his chair all sorted back in the game, but he throws it away. McIntyre looking to get out in front. Feeds it off to Harvey.
Smart decision by Harvey.
And there on the trail again is Alice McAfee, is up to 8.
That's just some great offensive play there by Wakefield, utilising every single player on their team to make that happen.
Barker has it knocked away. He's clutching his face as though he got caught there. Harvey getting all the way to the basket and the finish. That's good work. Oh, not quite for Barker, but he will go to the line for 2.
Yeah, and if they can start to put a couple more of them plays together, get some boards, shots on the board. Yeah, Wakefield have done a fantastic job defensively, taking Thames Valley out of their natural stride.
Kings just making a double substitution. Geary and Travers leaving the game. Conal O'Donovan checking in, and Davies as well. Lowndes, and she gets that deep. There's only one outcome.
Yeah, I try not to be biased there. She's my teammate, so I'm glad to see her get some points on the board and play her game.
Good answer from Caffey, but it still gets to PJ O'Donovan, and there's two of them crashing down on the ball. Slapped away by McIntyre. Five seconds on the shot clock. The interesting thing there, that's a held ball and will go to the Kings. That didn't actually hit the ring, so if they'd left that alone, it would have been a shot clock violation.
And again, that's just them learning the game.
Yeah.
Knowing when to do that.
Barker looking for room with the shot clock ticking down, can't really find any, manages to get it away, not too far off the mark. Right underneath the basket was Davies, but too far underneath to get the shot to drop. McIntyre with a little fade away, holding the pose.
He is absolutely loving the atmosphere tonight, isn't he? He's absolutely lapping it up.
He's certainly a player who's embraced the stage, put it that way. Last few seconds of the first half. Barker heaves up the three on the buzzer, and that does not go. And it's, well, frustration for the Kings as they head over to the sidelines. Just 5 points in that first half. They never really found it easy offensively, and it took the Whirlwinds a little while to get going offensively, but once they did, the shots started to drop and they started to move the ball better, feel more comfortable in themselves, and pulled out to a 24-point lead.
Yeah, and I feel for Kings because the difference between them two teams is, yes, Wakefield are doing great defensively and offensively, but all of their players for Whirlwinds are contributing 2, 4, 6, 8 points each, compared to Kings where they're relying on probably 2, 3 of their players to make that baskets, which is making it easier for Wakefield to defend. For me, going into the second half, Thames Valley just need to try and find a groove, try and find an offense that works and stick to it. At the moment, they seem to be, every time they come down, they're trying to do something different, and that's why they're not really capitalising it. They have had some shots inside and they haven't dropped, so the opportunities are there. They now just need to stop finishing them.
Well, the biggest difference statistically in that first half is the turnovers. 21 turnovers by the Kings, just 6 by Wakefield. The offensive rebounds were about the same. So what that means is that Wakefield have had 36 shot attempts and Thames Valley have only had 20 shot attempts. So you give the other team
16 more shots.
16 more shots, you know, they're going to score more points than you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the defensive pressure to push up on the ball from Harvey this game has been absolutely phenomenal to see, and the likes of McAfee and Lowndes really making a statement to the women that are established to say, look, we're here, we're making a statement, we can compete with these boys and we can play in this Premier game. Phenomenal to see their growth, and I think now for Kings, take a deep breath, regroup and just try and enjoy the moment. I don't think the score necessarily matters at this point. Just try and take each offence, each defence, try and get a stop, try and get a make, and just enjoy the moment. They're still the second best team in the country.
Well, that team right there in your screen is certainly enjoying the moment right now. Wakefield Whirlwinds lead 29-5 at the half here in the Junior League final, and well, Dylan earlier caught up with a couple of the players to see how they were feeling ahead of the game.
Alice, how's your Junior League season gone?
Our Junior League season's gone really well. Our team's been undefeated and we've all really come together. It's been great.
That's great. And what do you hope to achieve tonight?
Well, we just go out there and we hope to play a great game, and both teams are amazing, so we just go out there and play our best.
That's great. Thank you very much, Alice.
Thank you.
All right, Liam. So, how's your Junior League season gone?
It's been a good season, to be fair. We've had a lot of ups and downs, but mostly it's been a weird season because it's the first time I've been sat on a team where I haven't been surrounded by people I usually play with. Obviously, a lot of people come from Kings, but this is the first season where I've had players that aren't, I don't know, big names per se, playing alongside me, and it's been a nice experience to have the trust in other players, to be fair.
Good. And then this is your last Junior League season. What are you hoping to achieve?
Well, I kind of promised Jackie, who's the owner of Kings, that I'd bring Kings a gold medal to juniors, so I guess that's kind of the aim. It's a fine thing to tick off, so.
That's good. Well, best of luck, and I'll speak to you again soon, mate.
Well, we will be back with you very shortly.
Inspire Your Generation is a programme that's been funded by Sport England and the National Lottery, and it's about bringing the sport of wheelchair basketball to local people in their local communities. So the Community Activators have been delivering sessions of an inclusive programme to be able to introduce the sport to new participants who have never played wheelchair basketball before. Wheelchair basketball is an amazing, fast-paced, exciting sport, which is just a leveller.
It gets able-bodied people and disabled people together on a level playing field, and it's just such an amazing sport that I think everyone should try it.
You can just jump in a chair for the first time, you can jump in a chair for the 10th time, whatever that may be, and just being able to enjoy the sport in an inclusive, fun and safe environment. So if you're considering playing wheelchair basketball for the first time, I'd suggest you get onto inspiregeneration.com, find where your local sessions are, come along, don't worry about the equipment, it'll all be there. Don't worry about the coaching, the best coaches will be there. Just come, have a good time in a fun, safe environment and play this amazing, inclusive sport of wheelchair basketball.
I'd always been sporty back in the old two-leg days, and then post-cancer, post-amputation, it was my dad who encouraged me to get back into sport and try wheelchair basketball, and I was terrible at first. However, I soon fell in love with it and I haven't looked back.
The thing about wheelchair basketball for me when I first tried it was that it made me feel like a kid again. After I lost my leg at the age of 10, up until I discovered wheelchair basketball, at any kind of sport or movement I was at a disadvantage until I got in the sports chair. The second I got in the wheelchair basketball chair, it was like being free again.
I think one of the biggest benefits, and it was one of the benefits for me as well, is you forget about a disability for the time being, and it just makes you more confident, and it really broke me out of a shell and changed me completely, and I know that it could do the same for many other people.
I had a motorbike accident. During my rehab, I was laid on my back for 4 months straight. Luckily enough, attached to the hospital is a sports hall where the Sheffield Steelers play. And I thought to myself, as soon as I'm ready and able, I'm going to go down and give it a go.
I think it's just thrilling to be in a chair that you can go so quick in and to dribble a ball around people, and it's such an amazing feeling that you're equal to everyone else.
Whatever team that you play for, whether it's Junior League or your local team, it's just the family that you'll make. Every team becomes your second family. The friendships, you'll always have people there for you that go through similar struggles as yourself.
Once I had my accident, I thought that my life was over. Wheelchair basketball helped me discover that that's not true. Do you know what I mean? All you have to do is just take the first step, getting out there and trying something. Maybe you need that push to get going, but once you do get going, you never stop.
I grew up as an able-bodied girl and I played every sport imaginable, and I had an accident when I was 16. I soon realised through my recovery that sport was a massive part of my life and I wanted to get back into it, and I found wheelchair basketball, and honestly I've never looked back since.
You know, I was always known as, you know, the girl that couldn't do sport, or the girl that had to sit out and take the notes or the times and whatever, and finding that sport where I could do that and be the same as everyone else just allowed me to be happy, really come out of my shell, become more confident, and just, you know, prove that having a disability doesn't stop you from doing anything.
Having something like Inspire a Generation is critical for me because it gives people an opportunity to actually go and try sports, and it's like really out in the public, like the public eye. So I think it's really important.
Half-time here at the UEL Sports Dock in East London in the Junior League final. The Wakefield Whirlwinds dominating the first 20 minutes, 29 points to 5 against the Thames Valley Kings. And Thames Valley spent a long time over in the huddle. Coach Barker with his playboard there, presumably trying to deal with this full court pressure from the Whirlwind, which they've struggled a little bit with. It's been part of the reason they've got 21 turnovers. It's part of the reason that Wakefield have got 12 points from those 21 turnovers.
Yeah, and Barker's a fantastically experienced coach. Like, he knows how to run a basketball team very successfully. Unfortunately, and I think as you heard in Liam's interview at half-time, he's the only experienced player right now. A lot of these players are brand new for this season, which is fantastic for the growth of wheelchair basketball, but they're struggling under the pressure, under the spectacle of what today is and what it means to them. It's easy when they're in their sports hall, they train in, week out, putting it onto performance. Now they're under spotlights and crowds and spectators and cameras. It just seems a little bit too much for them, which is a real shame, because obviously their performances this season has allowed them to be able to be in a final when they just haven't been able to capitalise on today. And I just hope now that this next 20 minutes they just enjoy it. Forget the score, forget what's happened, and just enjoy it. Do it for the parents that have driven them up and down the country this season.
Exactly, yeah. Well, Wakefield going for 3 on the first touch of the ball, and that was Harvey's 3, but the ball bounced up and just hit the string that holds the basket, or pulls the basket up into the roof when it's not being used, and that's technically out of bounds. It'll be a end-line possession for the Kings. Here's Barker off the mark with his first shot of the second half.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for Barker. If he had another player, another quarter player supporting him, those would probably drop, but right now he's that tense and that stressed and wanting to put on a good performance, so they're just not dropping for him today.
Nice pass. Caffey seems to be in the right place at the right time all the way through the game. It's one of those things that sometimes you look at it and go, oh look, she's just there for a layup at the end or whatever, but you miss the work that it took to get to that position.
Absolutely, and I think often we say stats don't always tell the whole story. It's the players that are able to create, to enable her to be in that position, and the Whirlwind's ability to cross and play as a unit has been really impressive this evening, and I'm sure it's taken them a lot of hard work and a lot of training to get to that point, but they just seem to know where each other are, know where the passes are going to be, and that's been the difference tonight.
Well, it didn't hit the ring. I was about to say you can't play live from that, and the referee did blow the whistle. Ball on a free throw has to hit the ring, otherwise it's a violation and therefore a sideline ball.
Yeah, I think it's important to note as well that these girls have been playing with a size 6 ball all morning, and then have to transition to a size 7, which isn't it? It's not an excuse, it's not a problem, but it is different, and it is a different size ball. So yeah, I've been there and done it, and it sometimes can not be easy to make that transition.
There she is again, in the right place, this time crowded out of it.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I would love for a couple more of her shots to be dropping, because she is just in the perfect position every single time.
To be fair, she's 4 of 9, which is pretty decent shooting percentage. Not released by McIntyre, but straight into the hands of Davies. His pass is deflected, but they still have it, the Kings. Here's an opportunity in the key for the 2 more points. Right down the lane goes Harvey. That'll be a held ball. And the possession arrow will give it to the Kings. Oh no, thrown straight to Harvey says thank you very much for 2.
Yeah, I couldn't have made that any easier for Harvey there.
It was one of them where, what's happened there? They've not inbounded the ball properly twice in a row. Well, those sorts of things happen in the fog of the scoreboard. Because you're 20-something points down and you can't score, those sorts of mistakes happen. If this was a 2-point game, they wouldn't have turned it over like that.
Absolutely not. It's really hard when the score line's against you to stay mentally engaged for the whole time. They're probably just wishing that it's the 4th quarter with 2 minutes to go right now.
Yeah. This guy isn't McIntyre. He'd play all night if you let him.
He'd play every team, every game. Absolutely loves it.
Well, again, the Kings just not quite with it.
Yeah, and both teams have played a game earlier today. They may not be used to playing 2 games in a day. There were a lot of their game this morning was at 9 o'clock, and now they're playing in the final. You know, it's a long day for some of these players that aren't used to playing at such intensity for a duration of a game.
That's a nice pass. Just a little heavy on the shot. And Harvey's quick, but he's not that quick. Into Davies. McAfee gets a little hand on that, but the Kings keep possession. Kept that ball very high there, Charlie O'Donovan, and he gets a hand on it to knock it away. Connell O'Donovan, sorry. Well, that's an ambitious pass. It got there, though.
Yeah, again, McAfee just seems to be in the right place at the right time.
And Harvey getting to the rim, takes the foul, and will shoot 2. No, it won't be 2 shots. It'll be an end-line ball. Nice pass. And first points of the game for Craddock. Oh, that's a good catch. It was a little far in front of Connell O'Donovan. Lowndes blocked, but McAfee gives it back to her. Around the key it comes to McIntyre. Little reach in there from...
She knows exactly what she's just done as well, that cheeky little smile. But nice try, nice try to see if she could get away with that one.
She does play the game with a smile on her face, to be fair.
Absolutely, that's what it's all about.
Bloomfield looking for some help. Throws it all the way.
That could have been perfect then.
It was about the only option he had from where he was as well. McIntyre just inside the top of the key. Will that bounce? Yes, it will. Friendly drop. O'Donovan. Back to Barker. Back inside to O'Donovan off the glass. McIntyre at the elbow knocks down the shot.
Yeah, and it's taken him a good half to get into this basketball game, but this half he's finally taken a bit of extra time on his shot, and they start to be dropping in his favour.
Well, he's up to 9 points. He didn't make two. I think he only made one field goal in the first half. Maybe it was 1 point. I can't remember.
Yeah, it was a free throw I think he made.
Yeah, just one free throw.
But you can't take away his passion and his desire to want to absolutely bring this goal back for Wakefield.
He's certainly been involved in the game, that's for sure. 6 points, 5 assists, 5 steals. PJ O'Donovan to inbound the ball from the side. Barker lands with a hand there to make that a difficult shot. That's going to ricochet out of bounds for a Wakefield ball. McIntyre surveying his options.
Definitely think that should have been a pass into McCaffrey there.
Harvey with the rebound. All the way to the basket, rims out. Barker trying to get away. McIntyre grabs that ball, and it's going to be a hell ball.
And another celebration for McIntyre there.
He seems to celebrate gaining possession of the ball more than the points, doesn't he?
Yeah, definitely something I don't see very often, but cannot take away from him at all. He's absolutely enjoyed this game, and he's been an asset for his team this evening.
He looked over at the table, he saw the possession arrow, and a big fist bump. So yeah, we got the ball back.
Kind of quickly changes the other way, see his disappointment.
Yeah. Slightly unfortunate bounce off the iron on that one. Tavares in the transition, shooting straight on. Usually you see the players try to get to the left or the right, but he was comfortable going right down the middle. Barker knocks that one loose, but falls straight to Branthwaite. And it will go all the way out of bounds.
Yeah, it's really hard for me sitting here commentating not to want to give some coaching tips, because both sides have nearly got it. Thames Valley doesn't show with the score, but they're not millions and millions of miles away, which is why they're in the final, but they just can't seem to be putting it together tonight.
Is this a future career path you're telling us about?
No, I think it would cause a lot of unnecessary stress.
Barker's shot.
I'll stick to the playing career for a little bit longer.
Off the mark. Well, keep it in the locker though, as an option. 2:43 to go here in the third quarter. Thames Valley Kings been better in the second half. It's only 10 points to 8 in this period. But
it's a shame they couldn't put that together in the first half. For me, that's been the biggest change. The score is going to take care of itself. Wakefield are probably going to come away with a win, but the fact that Thames Valley haven't given up, they're still giving 100% and want to get better, is what this is all about. Just hopefully now that they can finish this half, maybe even potentially winning the half, just give themselves some confidence that they did work so hard to get to this final and they deserve to be here.
Well, he has shuffled things around, trying to find a lineup that would work for them, particularly at the offensive end. That's where they've had their biggest challenge, but they've already scored more points in this half than they did in the whole of the first half. So So they have found some ways of getting the scoreboard moving. Harvey for the Whirlwinds brings it forward. McAfee off the mark. And there's McIntyre again to knock the ball loose, but he just couldn't keep it in play. Barker fighting his way into the key, hands all around him. Not an easy shot. He's not really had any easy shots in the game, to be fair. And Harvey is able to get out in the break and score another 2 for his team. Oh, they've thrown it away again from an end-line ball. Straight to Branthwaite this time. Big paw on that from Bloomfield. Barker now out in front, and finally he gets his first field goal of the game.
And that's mad to say that. He's definitely been playing hard and trying really hard to put some points on the board, but Wakefield know that he's the biggest threat for the team, and they've been putting some massive pressure on him. He's had to make some, or take some shots that he probably wouldn't normally be used to taking.
Well, that is a shot that McAfee is used to taking. She's used to knocking it down as well. Double figures now for her in the final. It's the third player on the Wakefield team to get to 10. Just out of reach of Bloomfield there. He's shown that a long way in front of McIntyre there. He's had to move pretty quick to make sure that that was his possession, but he scores again, and he's got 12 points in this half, 12 points in this quarter.
Yeah, he's definitely found his groove now, hasn't he?
He certainly has. PJ O'Donovan trying to get it into the front court, just about managing it in time. Low in the shot clock. Again, Barker with another difficult look.
I do feel for Barker. He's having to take some really, really highly pressurised shots.
On the buzzer of the third quarter, doesn't go for Thomas Harvey. We're at the end of the third quarter. Well, Thames Valley did better in that period. Scored 10 points, but the lead has still grown. It is 45-15 at the end of 3 here at the Sports Stock, and Wakefield 10 minutes away from being crowned Junior League champions. And I'm sure their coaching staff will be saying, let's just finish this game strongly, carry on, make sure we put the effort in for the full 40 minutes. Just because the scoreboard says, absolutely, you know, we're going to win, we want to play the game right to the end.
Yeah, and it's really hard being in games where you're up by 20, 30, 40 points. We had one this morning, but you can't let off. You know, and I know it's a final, I know they haven't got another game tomorrow, but they've got to do it for themselves. They've got to prove why they are the best team, make a statement, show people that training hard pays off. And it's just unfortunate that Thames Valley haven't had this in the first half. if they could have put 15 points on in the first half and another 15 in this game, it would have been a closer game. But coulda, woulda, shoulda in this game, unfortunately.
And for them, they want to sign off in style, as you say. Better in the third quarter. Can they go out and win the fourth quarter now? Ten minutes to play here in this final. It's the Kings who trail by 30, who get us underway. PJ O'Donovan inbounding the ball and getting it back. Oh, somebody's lost Geary underneath, and O'Donovan saw him wide open.
Yeah, great offense there by Thames Valley. Maybe they capitalise on the fact that Whirlwinds think they've won the game, and they're switching off slightly with their aggressive defence that we saw for the first three quarters.
Well, they didn't get anything like that. Oh, a three-pointer from McIntyre, and he holds the form. He's certainly found his shot in the second half. 16 points now for Charlie McIntyre. He and Harvey are the joint leading scorers in the game. Knocked away. Harvey might get back in the lead in the scoring as he goes out on the fast break and in off the glass.
It's nice to see Harvey's speed and talent at this early stage in his career. It scares me a little bit to see what he's going to be like in the next 5-10 years, that's for sure.
Well, that's an awkward spot to have the ball, trying a little behind the back pass. It somehow found a teammate. Shot clock getting low. Donovan off the mark, and that's a 24-second violation because it didn't hit the ring. Oh, he's going for it again, McIntyre. Not this time. And that one will go all the way out of bounds. Bit of a heat check there for Charlie McIntyre. Oh, that's again an awkward spot. It's a backcourt violation. I'm not sure what they were thinking there. Once you've established the ball in the front court, you can't throw it back into the backcourt. And that's exactly what they did. Well, Whirlwinds will get possession of the ball, and because the possession is in their front court, they only get 14 seconds on the shot clock. So they can't take too long, and they don't take too long to find a beautiful play with McAfee again. Off the assist from Harvey, his 9th assist of the game. And McAfee going to the line looking for point number 13. She's been really good. She's been like almost understated in it all. 13 points, 7 rebounds.
Yeah, she plays a similar role within the women's game as well. As one of them players that you're like, how did you get into that position? Stop it. but no, she's a player that's really starting to establish herself both within the men's division and the women's division, and she's 18, 19, so yeah, years ahead of her.
Well, she's definitely not the flashiest player on the court, but she's certainly been one of the most efficient today. Wholesale substitutions for the Kings, with Donovan, Davies and Bloomfield checking in. Barker's pass is over the head of Conor O'Donovan. McIntyre crowded out of it. Shot clock getting low, throws it away. Barker wasn't ready for it from there. From O'Donovan. Wasn't the best pass. Three-second violation called against Senior.
And a boo there from the crowd, but unfortunately he had been in the queue for over 3 seconds.
Well, he got into a spot where he wasn't quite sure where he was going to go with it.
We've all been there. We all do it. I still do it now. Hey, I've got the ball. Who am I supposed to pass this to now?
Well, Bloomfield had a size mismatch, but the pass couldn't find him. McIntyre throwing it the length of the court. Does just about get it to Harvey, who moves it on. That would have been a spectacular play. Well, the crowd is saying, play on, ref, play on. Don't worry about that foul. It was a great pass and a good finish from McAfee, but there was a foul in there first. And there is no play on, ref, in basketball. Turnover again.
Harvey just seems to be absolutely everywhere. Annoying players where you think you've got the pass off and nope, it's intercepted.
And McAfee seems to permanently be in and around the basket in a good shooting position, as she was then to draw the foul. And here she is again drawing yet another foul.
Yeah, and that's a great job there by Emily Buffo and Alice to win that two-man game and get that shot off.
Well, that's the 5th foul she's drawn in this game. That's McAfee. In fact, it's the 6th foul she's drawn in this game. More than anybody else by some distance. Which in part tells you about her positioning, because usually the fouls are committed in and around the basket. And she makes both from the free throw line as well. So that's her up to 15. And another one. How many times have they done that? It's at least 3 or 4.
Absolutely.
McAfee a bit further out than her usual positioning. That is nice from McIntyre. He's got hands either side of him.
He's absolutely thriving in this environment.
He's
loving it, and that's something to bear in mind for his future as he progresses, that he loves these moments. He loves the intensity and the pressure that it's brought, and we might not say pressure on the scoreline, but it's still the occasion, still the moment of playing at these national champs this weekend. Yeah, hopefully he'll use that as he progresses throughout his career. Maybe not so quite passionately going forward.
Well, he's not far off a triple-double, but the type of triple-double that you never see. He's got 16 points, 7 assists and 8 steals.
There's the steals there, one you don't normally see.
He's actually got 7 rebounds as well, so he's not that far off a quadruple-double. In a final, it would be amazing. I think he needs too many of everything to do them all, but the fact that we're even talking about a quadruple-double is quite incredible.
Absolutely. And he probably didn't start the game as strong as he wanted to either, so I think if he decided in the first half how he has in the second, that quadruple double could have been a possibility.
Well, in the first half, we didn't think he was going to get to 10 points the way he was shooting, but he certainly found his form with 17 second half points. 6 minutes and some change to go here in the fourth quarter. bringing it forward. Is he going to shoot the three? No, he's going to pass it inside instead, which was the better option. A great pass it was too. Harvey shot off the back iron. Rebound bounces out to Barker. Behind the back pass, had a little too much on it, so too did Harvey's. So that will return possession to the Kings. Barker over to PJ O'Donovan. His shot is long and it falls right down to halfway. PJ O'Donovan with the rebound. Only just made it in time. But Travers is able to get it. What could have been an 8-second violation ends up as 2 points.
I do absolutely love that both teams here now have played every single member on their bench though, and everyone's making some sort of contribution in some way and enjoying this spectacle of this event tonight.
Well, Harvey's made a contribution in a big way. That's his 20th point. He also has 9 assists and 9 steals, so he's not far off a triple-double, 6 rebounds, so he's not a million miles away from the whole quadruple-double as well. I wonder if ever there's been a game where 2 players got a quadruple-double.
Not knowingly heard.
No, I've never, to be honest with you, I can't think of anybody getting a quadruple-double off the top of my head anywhere. Well, actually, I remember Zaire Taylor doing it a couple of years ago in NBL 1, thinking about it.
Yeah. I remember watching him play quite well our days when we were based in Worcester.
Worcester, yeah. He was always entertaining guy to watch.
Absolutely.
Retired this year. The shot goes a little short. Barker right by the halfway line, so has to make sure his wheels stay in the front court. PJ O'Donovan's shot doesn't go. There's another rebound for McIntyre, his 8th of the game. He's going straight off the glass. Rebound and put back by Harvey.
That's unfortunate there for Emily.
You could hear the crowd as soon as they were out. They thought this was her opportunity for her first score of the final. Barker in the corner. Thrown out of bounds. Less than 3 minutes to go here. Wakefield 61-21 ahead. In a game they took control of very early. And they're definitely trying to get everybody on the score sheet here. Foul call, basket will count. And Sene will go to the foul line for a bonus. Well, there's only one defensive player in there on the lineup. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, I'm not really sure whether they got confused or whether it was just because it didn't really matter as much. I'm not sure what the plan was there.
I don't think there was one, because even the one defensive player was there was on the opposite side to the offensive player, which you'd be at least able to box out if you were on the same side. Here's Senior trying to get himself on the scoreboard.
Love that though. I think that's really important. I think at this stage of the game, the win's taking care of itself. Let's just try and make sure that everyone feels a part of that win and make their family proud.
Well, a big applause for Charlie McIntyre as he leaves the game for the last time. 18 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists and 8 steals, and he also led the game in fist bumps as well.
Absolutely, a player with a lot of passion and a lot of determination, and someone I haven't seen that often, to be fair, within the league, but I'm excited to see how he progresses now and utilises the confidence of playing in a game like today.
Harvey. Oh, it wasn't to be there for Emerson Neal. You could see that Harvey was desperate to give her a chance to get on the scoreboard.
I think that's absolutely fantastic from Harvey. He could be selfish now and gaining all the extra points, but he understands the bigger picture of the game, and for some of these players this is the biggest stage they'll ever play on. They might not progress out of Junior League, they might never make these finals ever again, so for them to just enjoy the experience means a lot to these players.
Rebound grabbed by Senior. Oh, Brandon gave it back, and there was a crowd was like, "What are you doing? Shoot it!" And in the end, she gets called for a 3-second.
Yeah, she's one of these players that plays with no emotion. Like, I never know if she's happy or sad. Like, she just plays with such a straight face and focus and determination. But yeah, she's quite selfless and wanting to create for others.
To be fair, in a normal game, that's the right play to make. Give it back to him. So she made the correct basketball play, but everybody wants to see her score, including her teammate. Maybe now. Senior shot is off the mark and out of bounds, and that will probably be that. 11.9 seconds to go. Maybe the Kings go for one more score, or maybe they just dribble it out here. It's not been their day. I think Barker might just dribble it out.
Yeah, you can tell by his face and his frustration, but also he's had a great junior career, and I know this is his last final, his last opportunity, but he can go out proud that he's the second best team in the country. Well, not many people can say that.
Embrace from Barker and Harvey, two guys who certainly led their teams well today, but the success and the celebrations are for those who've come down from Wakefield. The Whirlwinds are the Junior League champions, and they've thoroughly deserved it. They've really dominated this game.
Absolutely, and they've dominated, but they've done it in a kind way to the opponent. They haven't been whole about it. They've gone out. Every single player on that team has contributed massively, whether that's points or whether that's just creating the screen for the players that have been scoring. To see all their players on the court contributing is phenomenal, and not what you see very often at all.
I mean, tremendous. We've talked a lot about Harvey and McIntyre. McAfee as well, with 15 points and 7 rebounds, really contributed well. Perhaps not as in as spectacular or in his eye-catching way as the other two of her teammates, but in a way that really helped the team.
Yeah, absolutely, and sometimes doing it in a way that's just quiet and getting on with business is just as important as the ones where you get the bigger recognition. That girl, like we said, the numerous times throughout the game, just seems to be in the right place at the right time to create that pass or get that basket. And like you said earlier, she drew the most fouls and shot very consistently. Yeah, impressive. I hope when I play her in the final tomorrow, she's not shooting quite as consistently. No, all jokes aside, she's had a phenomenal season, and what a phenomenal way to go out of her junior career with a gold medal. I remember it well, and I know how special that feeling will be for those girls.
Well, it will indeed for all of these Wakefield players, and I know Thames Valley will feel disappointed in the moment, and it's hard to move past that moment when you're that sort of age, but it's a tremendous achievement what they've done over the course of this season. They deserve to be here. They were here on merit. They were here by right. It hasn't been their day, but they should be proud of the season that they've had.
Absolutely, to win their league, to then win their semi-final earlier on today, which was a very close game against North Wales Knights, to then come through and maybe not put their best performance, but to be second best team in the country, to now be receiving a medal on the BBC, for their family, for their friends, for them. For me, they'll look back, maybe it won't be the next week, won't be next week, it's maybe 2-3 years time, and realise how special that moment was, because not many people can say that they've got a silver medal part of their junior setup for sure. Yeah, it's something I hope that they can look back and really enjoy, and realise that at the end of the day it's a game of basketball, but they've learned so much from it, and yeah, hopefully it will help their careers progress nicely.
Well, they're just setting up for the presentation while the two coaches debrief the teams, and I'm sure Coach Brock will be saying exactly what you've just said to his team there, that they've gone out and competed at the highest stage, and they should be proud of that achievement. But Wakefield really maybe took them, I don't know, 8 to 10 minutes to really get going offensively. Defensively, I thought they were right on it from the very first second of the game, but
yeah, they definitely had a plan and executed it well, and you can't fault them for that. They clearly knew the likes of Barker for Thames Valley could be a potential strong threat for them, and they shut him out of the game. It's hard for Barker. He'll look at his shooting percentage and be really disappointed, but when he actually watches the game back and looks at the shots that he was being forced to take, aren't the shots that he practiced in training. When he plays in his league, he has other players to support him to get him them open shots, and unfortunately today it wasn't to be. But yeah, a phenomenal game, and just absolutely fantastic to have juniors being showcased on the national champs weekend.
So we are just about ready for the medal ceremony. Master of Ceremonies David Wooldrith informing the crowd as to what is about to happen. The two teams, I think, need to come out and line up is the usual way.
And the two members that are presenting the medals, two established members within British Wheelchair Basketball. You've got Dan Johnson, who has played the game for more years than I can actually recall, and his knowledge and understanding of developing players within this setup is phenomenal. The likes of, Greg Warburton have came through here, and Billy Bridge, more names that I can possibly mention. Yeah, phenomenal player. And then Chris Hassel, an influential member within the British Wheelchair Basketball board members, and his son Liam Hassel had a fantastic game earlier for Coventry. So two well-established members within the game, and they will be equally as honoured to be giving those medals out to them junior players today.
I was talking to Dan a little earlier. He was certainly enjoying his day, watching and taking in all of the action. And like you say, he's a man who's always thinking about the bigger picture of the sport, and he will be delighted to see some great young players out there doing of their best.
Absolutely. He's been a player that's worked so hard to grow GB basketball, British Wheelchair Basketball, from when there was no national champs where it is now. So he'll be loving the fact that this event's on today.
And lest we forget, it's been a couple of years since we've had this event, and to enjoy the recognition that the teams are getting and the appreciation from, and to have a crowd in, after the difficult couple of years that we've all lived through, but these sports men and women and boys and girls have had to endure through not being able to do the sport that they love, to get out there and play on a stage like this has been fantastic.
Yeah, and absolutely. And seeing a crowd like tonight has been fantastic. And, you know, seeing these proud parents and family members watch their children be able to showcase this sport on such a big stage. For me, I know when my parents watched me, they were so proud. All the miles that you drive up and down the country to take your children to these events, hopefully tonight bringing back a medal home makes it all worth it.
Well, the Thames Valley Kings coming out for their medals, led by their captain, Liam Barker, who gets his medal, and the handshakes along the way. And as you say, they've all given so many hours in the gym over so many years to be here today. And yes, it's not the colour they wanted, but they're here and winning a medal.
Yeah, absolutely. And it won't be tonight, they'll be disappointed, tomorrow they'll be disappointed, but I can assure them in a few months' time, a couple of years' time, they'll look back on tonight and realise how special this moment is, and how much this medal has set them up to deal with a lot of adversity that they'll face throughout the league and throughout their careers. And for a lot of them, they may not. This could be the biggest game they play in for a number of years now, depending on what divisions they play in. So yeah, enjoy the moment.
Well, the coaching staff and the support staff, there's a lot of people goes into making a team. We obviously see, you know, 10 people out on court, 8 people out on court, whatever it is, but there's a lot of people who make it all work, and they get their medals as well.
Absolutely. These clubs hugely run on volunteers, and without them, their teams won't be here today competing in the national champs. So a lot of thanks has to go into the club members that allow teams to be able to put a team together and put a great performance.
Well, they get a little memento as well. Dan's in there to smile for the cameras. It's good to see. And now the moment that Wakefield have been waiting for. 2022 Junior League champions. Big roar from the crowd as they come out, led by their captain.
Got fireworks as well.
Yeah.
Wow, this is something I didn't have when I won my junior gold medal.
They've moved on now, you see.
Put a formal complaint in. I want my fireworks back from 10 years ago. But no, all joking aside, an absolute phenomenal performance tonight by Wakefield Whirlwinds. They've just shown tonight why they are the champions, and why they've won their league, and now they've won the overall national champs. And to see a mixture of players contributing in so many different ways is phenomenal. Usually at this level you rely on 1 or 2 players, but on this team, every single one of them has given 100% tonight.
Yeah, it really was a tremendous team effort, and impressively how they played. You know, great defense, really looked for each other. We talked about the potentials of triple doubles and quadruple doubles. That means you're moving the ball if players have high numbers of assists.
Yeah, absolutely. And I always like to speak about the players that don't necessarily get the biggest stats, the players that create for those that get them open shots, and the way that the selflessness of some of those younger, less experienced players and their knowledge to get on the block and allow the likes of McIntyre and Harvey to create with the ball has been fantastic to see.
Well, they pose for the pictures as the fireworks go off again, and your 2022 Junior League champions, the Wakefield Whirlwinds.
Honestly, I've got the biggest grin on my face watching this, because I know how much this means to these players. You know, I was that player that received that junior championship final medal, and for me it's probably one of my most influential medals within my career, and this will help them propel massively within the academy. It's showcased to the coaches that are here watching, the talent spotters that are here watching, that they can perform under pressure, which is huge. And yeah, like Aaron, their coach said earlier, they just wanted to put on a good performance and everyone played, and that's exactly what they've done tonight.
Well, those pictures will be on the walls of every one of these families, no doubt about that. As a proud moment, you can see there are the official photographers in there. 1 or 2 of the parents have snuck on with their
No, it's absolutely the parents that want to be front row. Get the professional pictures.
Well, it was a really good performance from them, and they will enjoy this moment for the rest of today and for many a year to come. As you say, you still remember fondly your time out there. What was going through your head at this moment? You're posing for the pictures, you've won the trophy.
I think for me, like, we had a very successful junior team. We did this on consecutive occasions, both at regional and national level, and it was just for me, looking back at the time, I was quite selfish and wanted it for me. And I think now looking back, it's those guys are now having a picture with. It's for the parents, it's for the family. You know, a lot of these junior players have had to have knockbacks and setbacks, and especially during COVID and during the season, and now doing it for their parents, seeing how proud they am tonight. It gives me goosebumps just seeing parents I don't even know with smiles on their faces, absolutely enjoying this moment.
Well, they're all being called out now to make sure that there's a picture with everybody, everybody's contributed in any way to the success of this team. And as I say, we always talk about the players and sometimes the coach, but there's so much more behind it all to get them through to this moment. A very proud day for those young people, as they are the 2022 Junior League champions. Wakefield Whirlwinds have won 61 points to 27, and as they pose for the cameras and the fireworks go off behind them, we will leave you with their scenes of success. For Siobhan Fitzpatrick, I'm Daniel Ratliff. Thank you very much for joining us. Don't forget, Siobhan will be in action tomorrow.
Yeah, 3:15 tomorrow afternoon, Women's Premier League final. First ever time it's ever featured within the national champs. So hopefully Loughborough Lightning will be able to create some history, bringing gold, a double gold home. We win the league, so hopefully we can go one more tomorrow. But yes.
Well, good luck with that. She hopes that she will be posing for those very same pictures today. But
just for the fireworks.
Yeah, just for the fireworks. Congratulations to the Wakefield Whirlwinds, who are the Junior League champions. Goodbye.